Hello there, Pisces. How's it going? It is time for your element reading. Okay, so this is talking about your Chinese New Year, and the year next year in 2026 is the year of the fire horse, and so fire is the element of the horse, right? So what I'm doing is I had you guys, send me um, what year you were born or your element and your sign. And so today we're going to do kind of we're going to do the water snake. Okay, I figured we would do something with water in it because next year it's a fire. It's a fire year, kind of like opposite. They're opposite elements. So it's going to be kind of like it's going to be a year where you really need to be very, very flexible. Okay, so that's going to be kind of important. Um, you know, when fire meets water, it can cause steam or pressure. So you might feel rushed by others or overwhelmed by the speed of events that come your way. Okay, because the water snake is more kicked back and relaxed, really. Um, the strength that you're going to have this year is your water element, because the water is going to keep you cool. So that's good. All right. So you know um, it's just basically that you might need to navigate away from negative situations or negative people, because it's too hot. You see what I mean? Because water is cool usually. So, and the best way to kind of like avoid that is to kind of like stay away from the hot part. Yeah. And now, as far as your career goes, you know, it looks really good for you. It does. It looks good for all snakes, actually, not just you guys, not just the water snakes, but all snakes. But it only comes through bold moves. So you need to be very strategic, and especially the water snake. The water snake is very strategic. So if you're strategic and you're bold, it's kind of like, it reminds me of a snake creeping up really slowly and then biting, and so kind of like that. And that's going to be your success for your career. So just be very, very strategic and quick. You're going to also run into some recognition. People are going to start recognizing you because, the thing is that you have a really good way of, and very complex way of investigating and solving problems quietly. Yeah. So definitely, people can see that you're a visible leader. So, that's going to be good. In relationships or social life, it's just saying it can be really exhausting, and so it's okay to say no. It is definitely okay to say no. Hey, if it's too much, just don't do it. People might be wanting to ask you out, and you know what I mean, wanting to ask you to go places and stuff like that. That, maybe you're just kind of feeling like, no, you kind of want to maybe just go home and relax, and be by yourself, which is me a lot. I don't get asked to go out to places a lot, but yeah, sometimes I really don't want to. Yeah, so just kind of like in romance, it could some things could happen in romance. It could go either way, but if anything is You know, something could escalate into tension if you're not careful with romance. You know, I don't know what the deal is on that, but that's what I have here. Now, like I said, this is a year to be very strategic, and you know, and move quick. Yeah, you might have a lot of anxiety, you know, this coming year, but just kind of like brush it off. You know, incorporate cooling activities. You know, kind of like cooling activities. What I mean by that is it's a hot year, you know what I mean? It's like the fire is the element. So a cooling activity would be relaxing, you know, relaxing, being alone, spending time meditating, things like that. That's kind of what I mean. Yeah. Now, you know, in February, you know, it could be, you know, a chaotic start at first, but don't let any sudden burst of energy overwhelm you. All right. You know, March could be very social. It's good for networking, but it could be really very exhausting. So, like I said, get your rest. You know, make sure you're getting your rest and meditating and staying balanced. April's going to be a good month. You know, April's a good month to strategize and do planning, organize your finances. Now, when summertime comes, you know, things may be a little bit more challenging. So, you know, just prioritize things. You know what I mean? Yeah. You may travel as well. You may travel as well. Yep. And so in September, I think is going to be your very best year of the month, you guys. I really do. Now, October, there may be a sudden bump, but, you know, that's all it is just a bump. And this is kind of like, you know, it may be a little emotional this coming November in 2026. Yeah, could be. But by the time you get to December, things are going to be feeling a lot better and less draining, and you're going to find some sort of an ally, an ox. An ox could, somebody born in the year of the ox could become your ally. So yeah, let's pull some runes out and see what else. Just kind of curious. So what's going on here with the Watersnake for 2026? Isa. Now Isa is ice. Ice is water. Isa is not a bad rune. Isa is success. When it melts, it's success. But what else? Sowilo. Well, now look at this. You're the water snake, right? And Isa is water. It's just frozen. Now, you're going in as the water snake into a fire year. This is heat. The sun is heat. It's going to melt that ice. So, this just came to my mind. You need to be quick in this upcoming year. You need to strategize and move quick. You see this sun, it's directly on this. What happens after that water melts? It starts to evaporate. And so, in other words, you've got to move before this water evaporates. Move fast and calculated. And then you have A-wise, which is the death rune, a new beginning. So this is really good. This is your victory right here. This is your victory at the end of the year. So, yeah, just know that this month for you guys, you're going to have to be very strategic and be very, very flexible. Yeah. So there you guys have it. You know, it doesn't look like a really bad year. It just you know, and it's really good news for your career and your money. It's the thing is you need to really move very, very quickly because the sun will evaporate this water. So yeah. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back with another sign tomorrow. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rooster. I'm going to do the rooster, 1957. All right, you guys. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow with the rooster. All right. Bye for now.